Hi, my name is Bob Hill, and I'm the president of the Church of Scientology Mission of Riverdale at 308 Broadview Avenue in Toronto, Ontario. This is Sunday service number 50. Today's service is called The Secret of Efficiency. It's based on the writings of L. Ron Hubbard from the book The Problems of Work, Chapter 4, The Secret of Efficiency. Now, as the economy opens up, many of us will be heading back to work. For most of us, work will soon take up 7/10 of our lives. The other percentages will be 1/10 familial, 1/10 political, and 1/10 relaxation. So being happy at work is vital to having a happy life. If you're going to spend 7/10 of your life at work, it's a good idea to be happy with it. Now, to be efficient at work means to be competent, capable, and getting done what you want to get done without wasting time. This is achieved through one's ability to control or not control at will things in your environment. Control is made up of start, change, stop. Now consider that just for a moment. You're at work and you get a sudden random particle that comes at you from work which doesn't fit in with what you're actually doing. You may feel somewhat unstable or dispersed. But if the particle comes in and you can control the particle, you're no longer feeling unstable or dispersed. And you can expand and grow your operation. One of the things that I do at work, which helps me, and basically if something comes in and I don't fully understand it, I'll go and find out all the information I can about that thing. Now, once I've done that, surprisingly, I calm down and I can competently and with certainty talk to the client about it and thus achieve a good understanding, and 9 times out of 10, I end up getting the job because of that. All right? Now, today I'm going to read you from a book called Problems of Work, as I mentioned earlier, which Mr. Hubbard wrote to help you with work, and it's from the chapter on the secret of efficiency. Now, here we go. For the individual worker who wishes to do a good job and to go on having a job and to rise to his position, it is almost enough that he understand his job thoroughly so that no part of it confuses him, and so that he can start, change, and stop anything with which he is connected in that job, and that he himself can tolerate being started, changed, and stopped by his superiors without becoming unsettled. So what does that mean to you? If the person can start, change, and stop the things they're doing at work, they feel relaxed, comfortable, and they feel, okay, I can get this done. Now their boss comes by and interjects some random particle. Now if that particle aligns with what they're talking about or doing, then they're capable of start, changing, and stopping. If it's a particle that doesn't fit in, that is kind of not in a straight line, then the person feels they can't start, change, and stop it, and they don't feel as comfortable. So you got that? They'll feel unsettled. So in other words, the greatest asset and greatest job insurance a worker could have would be a calmness of mind concerning what he was doing. So if you can remain calm at your work and you have a calmness of mind despite what's being thrown at you, because you can start, change, stop, then you don't get that unsettled, rattled feeling. A calmness of mind is derived from the ability to start, change, and stop the objects and activities with which he is involved, and to be able to be started, changed, and stopped by others without himself becoming as confused as they are. So if you got your job and you can start, change, stop, you won't get involved in others' inabilities to start, change, stop, so you won't go into their confusion. Thus, the secret of doing a good job is the secret of control itself. One not only continues to create a job day by day, week by week, month by month, he also continues the job by permitting it to progress. And he is also capable of stopping or ending any cycle of work and letting it remain finished. So if you can finish a cycle of work and you're not being interfered with things that will stop that from happening, you remain calm. Now, even if you get interfered with, if you remain to hold your position and start, change, and stop that which you are working on, you'll remain calm. Even in a completely wild environment. It's quite interesting. Workers are most often victimized by bosses, juniors, or marital partners who are not themselves capable of controlling anything, yet who will not be controlled, and who in some peculiar way are obsessed on the idea of control. Now you see that you have guys who are working and they're on a job, and the guy who's in charge of them, they're obsessed with control, but they themselves, because they're obsessed, cannot start, change, and stop. So they put all this kind of obsession into the working environment, and it causes people not to be happy at work because they're not allowed to start, change, and stop. Very simple. A worker who is thus intimately connected with something that he himself cannot control, and which is incapable of actually or really controlling him, performs his work in a confused state, which can only lead to difficulties and distaste for work itself. Isn't that interesting? So you have a guy, he's calmly going about his work, start, change, stop, gets good products. You have a guy that comes along that's in charge of him, who isn't capable of controlling properly, but he somehow got into a position of power and is running him. The guy who was calmly going about his business and getting products suddenly can't do it anymore, and he's not calm. And so he feels like, I don't even want to work here. There's something doesn't feel right. Well, what doesn't feel right is he's being unstabilized. It can be said that the only thing bad about working is that it is so very often associated with inabilities to control. When these are present, then the work itself seems tiresome, arduous, and uninteresting, and one would rather do anything else than continue that particular work. There are many solutions to this. First amongst them is to regain control of the items or functions which one is most intimately connected with in doing his job. So take control of your own area, even if you got screaming and loudness and yelling and coming at you, or these demands that are kind of crazy. I mean, people are frustrated these days anyways, just because of the environment we live in. However, if it's being projected at you at work, well, take control of your immediate area and just start, change, stop, start, change, stop. Even if you're getting something confusing thrown at you, just keep doing it. Calmly go about your business, and you'll find that the person on the other end of that confusion will stop giving you the confusion. However, control in itself is not an entire answer to everything. For if it were, one would have to be able to control everything, not only in his job, but in an office or on earth, before he could be happy. We discover in examining control that the limits of control should be extended only across one's actual sphere of operation. So you have your life, you have your sphere of operation. If you can exert control over that, you will be happy. You don't have to take control of everything at the company, even if it's crazy, to be happy. You don't have to take control of everything in society and handle it all before you can be happy. You can be quite happy taking control of things in your immediate sphere of influence. And you'll become happy. That's the whole key to this. When an individual attempts to extend control far beyond his active interests in a job or in life, he encounters difficulty. Thus, there is a limit to the area of control, which, if violated, violates many things. So you have your area of control at work, take control of it, calmly exercise your ability. It is also a maxim is a key point, a major point, that if an individual consistently seeks to operate outside his own department, so you're at work, you've got things going on, you've got your department, you've got your responsibility, you can control that, but you see things going on over here at work which are not optimum. If you